Good morning, or good afternoon, depends on where you are. My morning, it's just stopped snowing. I was taking a break, having a little coffee. For those of you who like Cup of Joe in the morning, you know that's like sipping God. It stopped snowing, and I decided to do this live. Actually, I was attempting to do the live when it was snowing, but then big snowflake fell on top of my camera, and it's kind of like a nature saying, "Listen, smell the roses. Forget about the work. You get back to that afterwards." So I took the hint. I waited till it stopped snowing. Now I'm making this live. So as I promised in my last video about the laws, the 4 basic laws of making money or wealth. The second one, we spoke about the first one. You got to earn money, of course. But the most fun part about earning money is you get to spend it. Well, for some, it's fun. And there's only 3 ways you can spend money. Or should I say there's 3 mindsets. And lately, my clients and one friend had told me that they read a book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Wow, what an interesting concept. I have to get that book. No, in fact, I read that book maybe a dozen times over the last 25 years. And every time I read it, I get something new out of it. So I recommend it. I'm not an affiliate for it. I don't get a penny off recommending the book. But it is a very good book, one of the best ones on my library. So with that said, the second law is about spending. There's 3 ways you have to have a kind of look at spending. There's only 3 ways to actually look at it, and I've gone through all 3. So I'll use my example instead of using stories of somebody else or theoretical. So the first type of mindset, the first person, is the one who earns the money, then doesn't spend it, but on survival. And that's all. It's just money is just for the purpose of surviving, doing nothing else but surviving, and very little is spent on anything else, fun, luxuries, nothing. 100% of it, after, of course, after you pay your taxes, it's spent just on surviving, nothing else. That's one type of person. I was like that when I was in my youth. Then the second type I became when I went to college. The second kind of spending is, well, I'm in college, struggling college student, got to wash my P's and Q's, and I'm wondering, all right, I want to go over there and buy me a hot dog, but do I really need that hot dog? I can, it's going to cost a certain amount of money. Maybe I can keep the money and help me better to keep the money, use it for something else than to buy that hot dog. That's a ridiculous, in hindsight, I see how ridiculous it was because I really wanted that hot dog. It doesn't make any sense because not taking the hot dog or buying the hot dog is not going to make or break you. It's like that kind of mentality is the frugal. The first one is like, no, money's just for survival. And the second is, I want to save every penny I can, take every coupon I can. There's nothing wrong with coupon and saving, mind you. But this kind of mentality doesn't allow you to also have fun and doesn't allow you to invest either. So one person next to me, when I made that decision to not buy the dog because it'll probably make my life better, said, you should. What are you, crazy? It's just a hot dog. How's it going to destroy your life by not buying it? Or buying it? It doesn't make sense. So I did. And out of that, it's another story to be told. And those who know me have heard this story. I was talking to a gentleman there, and 10 years later, he runs into me and tells me we had a nice conversation. Something I said to him after buying that hot dog changed his life. He was going to commit suicide and kill his wife at the time. They're both alive. They're both happily married to somebody else and doing very well. But see, not only did buying the dog or not buying the dog really wouldn't affect my life, it actually affected somebody else's life because it got us into a conversation. So it saved maybe 2 people's lives out there and more so, just by me deciding I'm going to not be so cheap and just go buy the damn dog. Okay, so that's the second mindset. The life you save may not just be yourself. It might be somebody else's. Just by being cheap or thinking you're going to save a few pennies that's going to change your life, a few days or down the road, a year from now, it doesn't make any sense. Those are the people who are just refusing to spend extra. I spent more, don't get me wrong. I wasn't the kind, I didn't have the attitude anymore that it's just for survival, but I wasn't really enjoying life either. Then I got to the third type of mindset later on, which changed my life completely, where I saw money as it needs to be in circulation. It's energy and it needs to move. If you keep it stagnant, you don't progress financially. And that was taught to me by very, very financially well-off coaches back then. So I took the attitude of, okay, this isn't going to make me or break me. I have to put some money away so I can invest the money. And that's all money was for me at the time. I have to put it away to invest it. I have to make more to invest. I have to put it away to invest. Those are the only things that went to my mind. And it helped me open up a business, several businesses. I have since sold since the 90s. And I opened up a brick and mortar business, which had thousands of people come through the door the first month I opened up. So it was very, very, very instrumental in my financial development, my financial maturity, to have the mindset of, money is for the purpose of spending, having fun, and investing. So those are the three ways you can look at money when you start to spend it. I recommend the third one. It will change your life completely for the better. But if you decide to choose just to survive or to be a little stingy with spending it, that's your choice too. I won't judge that. But believe me, you won't have as much fun as the third one. So that's all I have to say today for the second law. I'll be back later to tell you about the third law and the fourth one eventually. So with that, I hope you guys are enjoying the snow, if you have snow where you are, in the morning or the afternoon. And go get yourself a cup of coffee if you haven't yet. Have a great one. Thank you. Talk to you soon.